What is up, TBC? It's your boy Tough Fields coming back at you guys with yet another video, guys. Welcome back. I am very happy for everybody that has smashed that subscribe button. Today, guys, we're gonna actually be working on a 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Noise. You guys are actually hearing is that big old thing right there. If I don't have that running, it gets really hot in this garage. But the first things first, I'm going to teach you guys how to install an in-cabin filter. In most cars, you would actually find the little slot to put the in-cabin filter either right here, or right there. In this Jeep, you actually have one specific spot, and you guys already guessed it. It's pretty much in the same place as all your rest of them are. You open up your glove box. You're going to go ahead and detach this cord right here. You're just going to pull it down, and then it comes out. Then you're also going to take these little tabs. There's little tabs on each side. You're going to push that side in, push that side in, and pretty much take this whole thing off right here because you don't need this part. We got to take that completely off. So let's go ahead and do that first. After you are finally done taking this guy out right here, this is where the tab actually stays. So it clips in this way. You're just going to push it forward and snap it out. Then you have these two tabs right here, which I was saying. So you got to push this side in and the other side. And then you also have these teeth right here that actually go on right here. So it's really, really simple to get it out. Now, where your cabin filter will be is this drawer right here. So this is pretty much really, really easy. No screws onto this guy. You're just going to go ahead and pull her off, and there's your in-cabin filter. It does show you which way it's supposed to be, and you see it right there that says down, so it's supposed to be facing down. I'm going to take this one out. I'm going to show you guys how badly these things actually get. You can actually see that this one is just filthy. It's dirty. That's because we live in Arizona, so these things will always be dirty. But we got a new one, which this one right here, I recommend them because they have a fresh breeze to them. So when you put on your conditioner, you would actually smell the breeze from this filter right here. So you're pretty much just going to go ahead and take her out of the box, and there she is. She looks just pretty much the same. They do tell you which way is down and which way is up, so you just follow that airflow. So that means that it goes just like that inside of there. But make sure you guys pull this off, of course. Any dummy can figure that out. So go ahead and put that back in, put your door back on, and then you got to put that back on. So let's go ahead and do all that for you guys, and I'll show you guys the complete motion. Air cabin finally complete. Finally got that in. If you were having a little bit of trouble with yours, it's really not that hard, but I know there is some of you guys out there that do have a little bit of trouble with it. You gotta like bend it in and then push it in and let it go out. If it's too small, too big, you need to go back to the store and find the right size for your car. I've seen a lot of people that put in small ones and it will not work. It won't trap all the dirt onto the filter if you have a small one. So keep that in mind. So this one finally went in. I put the drawer back on and everything, so that is all set. Next thing, guys, will be AC, filling that up with refrigerant. And I also got an oil change on this girl right here. It's about that time. Pretty soon, it's going to be spark plugs. So stay tuned, guys, because there's plenty more of this, and there's plenty more of that Dodge Magnum out there. For this one, we are doing refrigerant to the vehicle. Now, you would notice that this line right here, which leads all the way there, and it also leads to your condenser as well. Also, keep in mind, when you undo your lid, it will have an L on the lid, which means lower. So, we're going to show you how to do this right here, right now, guys. So go ahead and take off your lid, go get your can, and I'll show you guys the next step. Here we are. Finally, we got the can. You guys will notice that a lot of these are definitely different between the cheaper and the more expensive brand. This one's about 55 to 60 bucks right here, but it's a whole kit, which really is really awesome because when you already have the whole kit already, that's all you have to do is go buy one of these bad boys, put this gauge right back on. You don't need to buy the gauge again, so make sure you guys don't throw it away. Just keep it around. Wait until your refrigerant goes out. You also know that there is a red tab sitting right here. So you gotta unscrew this guy, take off that red tab, and go ahead and screw this guy back on. And once you are done with that, we gotta turn on the car after we put this nozzle on. Let the car get to its operating temperature, and then go ahead and put your AC on, cycle it, open your doors so it doesn't continuously turn on and off. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. This part here, I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew it. You gotta break this right here. If you don't break this, you can't get it off screwed, and then you're pretty much stuck. Unless you can pull the hose out like I'm doing, and then bam, walla boom. I'll screw the tab. So there's the tab right there. You wanna get that off, throw it in the trash. This one has a little nozzle on the top of it. Just gonna go ahead and screw this guy on. So there we go. We got her on. She's finally ready to go. The next step is basically you want to cut these zip ties off right here, get them off, and then start your car, get it ready, get it to operating temperature, turn it off, plug this on, and then restart her up again, put your air on to where it's circulating around the car, open up all your doors, and then go ahead and start hitting the nozzle. You'll start seeing it. If it's anywhere between the green is where you want to stay. You really don't want to overfill your coolant, so you basically just want to stay away from the yellow and the red. So as long as it's in this green line right here, you're full. This car is ready. It's about as high as she can actually go. So that's pretty much operating temperature right there. You just want to be either right there, a little bit higher would probably be more like right here in the middle. But right there is fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and shut her down. You're gonna grab your keys because you don't want to leave those in here. Now, the whole process of this, you want to leave at least your two driver and passenger are open. So there's your passenger and your driver open. That way your AC doesn't cycle. It doesn't keep turning off and on, off and on, off and on. You don't want that. So basically, you just want it to stay on and continuously. So, back to this. We're going to go ahead and open the valve, take off the low. You're going to take this guy right here, and there's that little bottom part right there. You push it in, you put it on, and you let go of it. That will lock it on, and I'm going to show you guys when I get it on there. So let's go ahead, get her started. Okay, well ours was just a little bit too small to go on here, so tomorrow we're going to go ahead and pick up a new one, and then we'll refill his AC tomorrow. For this part, extremely easy. You just take off the engine cover, and then you will have something that looks just like this, sticking pretty much right there. You're going to go ahead and take that off with a, I can't remember what size this is, sorry, excuse me guys, but I'm sorry, but I can't remember. But it's a pretty big socket though, you need to have that one. Inside will be this filter right here, which would be pretty much like that. The nipple is facing downward, and then this O-ring right here is attached to this. You need to take that off with the filter as well. Clean this thing up, make sure it's nice and clean. After that, it's pretty much all you need to do up here. Then you also need to take off your lid right here as well. That's going to help it drip faster. Now we have to go underneath the car and basically take off the bolt, let it drain out, and then put it back in. I'll show you guys that bolt right now. Alright, so your drain bolt is pretty much right here. You're going to go ahead and take that off. That is a 13 mil, so it's really easy. Better is to raise the car, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do it with it low to the ground. I feel more safer and more better doing it that way. But lifting it on the passenger side will make it so it all swishes out towards the driver's side, and it will basically get it all out. And you basically, that's what you want. So I'm just going to do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and get my 13 mil, get that off, get my drain pan underneath here because it's going to come shooting out because the car's still hot. So let's go ahead and do this, guys, and I'll show you how to re-pour, how to put the oil filter back in, and then we're going to close out this video because my phone is going to die. So if the video quality does change, it's because I'm using a crappier phone. So let's get this done. Hitting underneath the car right now, guys. Sorry for the shaky camera, but I just wanted to show you guys what it should look like when it's coming out from your drain pan. Lifting it up from the passenger side, like I said, will allow it to drip a lot faster. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. But this is what it should look like right here. After it is done, completely drained, you guys just want to put that screw back in there. Make sure you guys go ahead and clean it and put it back on. Back up to the top of the car, you guys are going to see this plastic part right here, which I was telling you guys, the O-ring right here, brand new. That is going to sit all the way on the bottom of this right here, bringing it close for you guys to see it, and you just want to make sure it's completely down on the bottom. Filter, on the other hand, that sits right inside of this guy right here, not how you actually put it in. You actually put it in this guy over here, which I'm about to show you. You put it in there, and then you go ahead and tighten that guy back onto it, and it will hold it in place. So right when you guys are pretty much done with that process, it should look just like this. Sorry for the laggy camera. And then you have your funnel right here, which allows you to fill it with more oil. It also prevents you from spilling oil all over your engine, which you'll have to clean later. Make sure you don't leave any engine oil on the top of your engine. Like I said, you don't want to have any fires or anything going on with your vehicle. I haven't seen this on YouTube at all, so I basically just want to teach you guys how to reset your oil life. You just want to turn this on run. Don't turn it on with your foot on the brake. Just turn it on run. And you're going to see in your settings, you're going to go all the way down until you find this guy right here, which pretty much says your oil life. You're going to step on your pedal 3 times within 10 seconds. Remember, 10 seconds is all you get. So 1, 2, 3, and then that's it. And then you're just gonna go ahead and shut the car off. So here it is, the very next day. Sorry about the last 3 parts, guys. They were a voiceover, if you guys were wondering. My phone just did not want to capture my voice for some reason, but it is okay because I figured out how to do it, so we're all good now. But anyways, guys, the Dodge is actually done now, and it's actually running a lot better than it did. So after that part, you guys just basically want to go ahead and go underneath your hood, let her run for about 15 minutes, shut it off, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then go ahead and check your dipstick. Make sure you guys are at the level that you guys need to be for your oil. Like I said, it does take 6 quarts. I put all 6 quarts in there, perfect. So if you have a Jeep like this, you can go ahead and fill it up all the way up to 6 quarts. After that, you're done. Once again, guys, I really do enjoy doing these videos for you guys, and I love your guys' support. I love every single one of you guys that's actually had the chance to actually smash that subscribe button. If you guys are new and you guys really want to see more stuff on different vehicles that I actually do, like that Dodge Magnum out there, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit the bell on the side, leave this video a comment, leave it a thumbs up. If you hate it and you still think I need a little bit more work, and go ahead and let me know by hitting the thumbs down. I appreciate either the view or the down or the up. It is okay for you guys to go ahead and press. Share this with your friends, your family, your dog, your cat, your bird, any animal you guys have. Just go ahead and share it with them, guys. It has been my pleasure doing this video for you guys. If you guys have not had the chance to go ahead and pick up that merch, like I said, there's only 2 months left of that merch being up and running. So make sure you guys go ahead and pick up one of those merches for you guys yourself. It is about to be winter time, so a jacket will definitely come in handy. My name is Chris. You guys were just watching Tough Bills. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I will see you guys in the next banger.